there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com, and welcome to our Tuesday online class. Today we are going to be playing with the brand new Stampin' Up! Stampin' Blends alcohol markers, and I am so excited about this line. These markers will be released to everybody tomorrow. You'll be able to purchase these in my online store tomorrow, which is Wednesday, November 1st. I believe at midnight, actually tonight maybe. They might be available on there. I have lots of information on them on my blog, and you can get to that at the link in this video's description. So welcome aboard all of you who are, wow, there's a lot of you on there already. Welcome aboard all of you who are already on here. And while you guys are jumping on board, I have a few things to share with you. First, we'll go over what I have to give away today. I always love giving stuff away. Always have some prizes here when you're watching live and when you catch the after live, the replay. So don't fret if you're not live, you still have a chance to win. So whenever I have an online class, I always give stuff away. My live giveaways are 2 Seasons of Whimsy stamp sets. These are actually wood mount stamp sets. The wood blocks are with them. They're Hostess stamp sets available in the holiday catalog. So these are actually really hard to get. So I have 2 to give away to 2 lucky winners live. All you need to do is leave a comment here on Facebook Live on this video to win. And I have one Be Merry kit that Linda and I, we actually did and made some alternate projects on the Stampin' Scoop Show 2 episodes ago. You can find that on my blog as well, and what's inside this awesome, awesome kit. So I will be drawing this live at the end of this episode too. Again, all you need to do to enter to win one of these 3 prizes is leave a comment. Now, for my after live, I have the Merry Patterns stamp set, which today is the last day to get this. You get this if you are a hostess and have a $300 or have a $300 order. $300 in orders, whether they're combined yours, Stamp Club, VIP Club, no matter what it is, you get the Merry Patterns stamp set free. But today is the very last day of that special. Again, that is very hard to get. So good luck to everybody. This is my after live replay giveaway. So you don't have to be live to win this one. If you're watching the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, either one. Now, the bonus with this one, there's a couple bonuses, is I'm giving away a scrap bin. I found some of these. I had ordered these a long, long time ago. These are scrap bins, so these are really rare and hard to get. Beautiful big scrap bins. They're pop-up bins, and I just found them, and I was like, oh my gosh, so exciting. So this is going to go along with the Merry Patterns for the After Live drawing. To enter to win the After Live is, all you need to do is leave a comment here on the video, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, either one, and you get a bonus entry if you share this video on Facebook. Be sure to type the word shared in the comments to be entered into the second time. So comment to win once, share it for a second entry, double your entry, double your fun, and I will be drawing the winner of the Afterlife on November 21st. So that is what I have to give away. You guys all know, I mean, I always have good stuff here. I always like to give away some of my good stuff. These are all brand new items. These are all live things. If you're just popping on, this is what you have a chance to win, and all you need to do is leave a comment. So I'll be drawing these at the end of the episode live. I have a little bit of news to cover. The very first thing I wanted to share with you guys, because a lot of you have participated in my Stamp Out breast cancer fundraiser. This was our 8th annuals this year, and very, very excited to announce our event was on Saturday, and combined with all of you who are not local, who donated online and got the free tutorial and were entered into the draw prizes, and all of you who were local who came to the event, as of this morning, we hit our goal, which is $6,000. In addition to that, Kohl's actually had some volunteers come, the department store, and work with us, and they are also donating an additional $500, and we have a couple more donations still coming in. There is still time to donate to this. It's going to Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, which is the National Cancer Society is the backer of Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, and they do some really great things. It's a great organization. They help get wigs for cancer patients. They can help you get grants. They really do a lot of good and help, and it's one that I'm very proud to sponsor and be behind. And we're really, really excited to be able to donate this money, and we thank everybody who has been a part of that fundraiser. So hopefully next week I'll have a grand total, because there is still time to donate, but I'm so excited and happy and grateful for all of you. We have reached our $6,000 goal, and we're really, really proud of that. Thank you all. Also, Stampin Blends. So we're going to be using the Stampin Blends today. This is really exciting. They're a brand new product line that's coming out. These are alcohol-based markers. They are different than the Stampin' Write markers that we currently carry. These are not replacing the Stampin' Write markers. These are in addition. They're very different, and I'm going to show you some of those differences today. You can also check out the Stampin' Scoop show that Linda and I did last Tuesday, a week ago, by clicking on the link in this video's description to see even more that these can do. Really excited. Again, they're launching on November 1st. I have a quick snapshot of the markers, and you can purchase them individually or in sets of 2. There's 2 colors, dark and light, for each color. And if you can't read this tiny print on the screen, no fret, just click on the link in the description, and there's a full brochure there with everything you need, all the information about the blends that are coming starting tomorrow. And here is a limited edition stamp set that we're going to be using today called Color Me Happy. This will also be available starting tomorrow, and it will be while supplies last. There is also a Color Me Happy kit that Linda and I revealed on the Stampin' Scoop last week, and we showed you all about the kit, the markers, and lots of great stuff. This kit, again, while supplies last, and you know, sometimes these things go fast. So I do recommend getting it if it's on your list right away. It's a great kit. Love the envelopes, the colors, everything is made to go with these Stampin' Write markers, and so much fun. So if you have a huge wish list, you want to get all of these Stampin' Blends, or you have other things on your wish list, a great time to join my Stampin' VIB club is right now. I am giving away a free essentials pack between now and November 15th when you join it. There are details on my blog. It's a great way to get things at a small increment. And if you really want the best deal, it's joining as a demonstrator. You will be able to get these Stampin' Blends in the demonstrator kit starting tomorrow morning. So that is a little bit of the skinny on the Stampin' Blends. Again, full details on my blog at the link in this video's description. And now it's time to do some stamping. So we are going to be making this card today. I love it. I'm using shimmery white paper today because we had talked about this on the Stampin' Scoop show. I don't know if you can see the shimmer in it on the video. This is something in person. It's just beautiful, but sometimes these things don't transfer as awesome on video as they do in person. It is beautiful. So Whisper white cardstock, shimmery white cardstock both work great. You can also use the watercolor paper. As with every online class that I have a free PDF for you guys. It has all of the measurements, all of what we're using, a picture of the project we're making. Here is all of the supplies that we're using, all the details. And you can get this by clicking on the link in this video's description. And also, if you are not stamping along and you want to get these products starting tomorrow, if you don't have them yet and you want to start getting them tomorrow or this coming week, I have a link back to the video that we're making right now so you can come back and watch it later. And also, if you have a smartphone, you can zap this and it will also bring you back to the video. So quick, easy way to get back to the video is from my PDF tutorials. Okay, so very excited to get started. Somebody just asked a question here that was a really great question. And it's one that came up on my last live, and that is, how do these differ from the blendabilities that came out a few years ago? The blendabilities were discontinued because when they came out, Stampin' Up! Came out with a line of alcohol markers a few years ago. They started to have some quality issues that Stampin' Up! Was not happy with. And so they did not want an inferior product out there, so they canceled the product line until they could make it perfect and make it a very good quality product. And now that's where Stampin' Blends come in. So that's the difference. The difference is these are very high quality. You're not going to see the same issues that we had. And they've been tested for a long time. That's why they took so long to come out. Oh, so this is the new Color Me Happy stamp set that will also be available tomorrow. We're using this to create this card. I'm using the thank you and the lanterns on it. We're going to get started with some Memento Ink. I'm just holding this up there one more time. I think you can see a little bit of the shimmer in the shimmery white. Love it. Just love it. So the reason why I'm using Memento Ink is because you want to use this with the blends. You don't want this our Stays On ink that looks, or it stays on the ways to carry, looks very much like this. Same company puts it out, but it has alcohol in it. And if you're using alcohol markers, it's like a positive and positive magnet repel each other. Well, the alcohol from the markers will remove the alcohol that's in the ink pad. So you want to use this one. It's made for this type of stamping. It is available in my online store. It's called Memento Black. So we are going to start with the big thank you. That's going to be our big focal point, and it's going to, where we place that is going to guide where we're going to place our lanterns. So I'm going to do that at an angle up here at the top. And then next we've got 2 different lanterns that come in that stamp set. These are fun. They're supposed to be like paper lanterns. And I just really eyeballed these, and I started off the edge and kind of stamped at a little bit of an angle going up the page with them. I know if you wanted to really make sure they lined up good, you could take like a pencil and a ruler and do a very light line here before you did it for your guide, but I am just taking my chances here. I did a few of these yesterday, and they all seem to line up pretty good. I just kind of lined up the side of the lanterns, and it worked out well. So we've got that inked up. We've got our image stamped, and we are ready to roll. I've got these beautiful markers. I can't tell you how yummy they are. I'm just going to slide them over here. Now, you notice I'm working on some Stampin' Up! Grid paper below me. This also is available in my online store. The reason for the grid paper is because these markers are juicy. They're made to be juicy, and they are also made to bleed through. And what I mean by that is the color is so saturated that you actually should see them on the back. But what this means is you want to make sure you protect your space below you when you're working with these markers so that it doesn't, ruin your workspace. So be prepared. So the grid paper is a great place to start with that. It's awesome. I love grid paper anyways because it has your measurements on there. It helps you as you go. I have got in front of me these yummy markers. Let me tell you a little bit about them. The colors I have right here are Rich Razzleberry and Pink Pirouette, Pumpkin Pie, and Daffodil Delight. And these are, again, 2 markers for each color. So the Rich Razzleberry has a dark and a light. And you'll notice on here there's a thin line and a thick line. There's a nib tip, a fine tip here, and there is, let me see if you can see that. There you go. And there's a brush tip, and they are defined on the outside by these 2 lines or by the actual image of a brush tip marker, either one. And I love that they're also, the shape of them is rectangular, so when they're sitting on the table, you notice they don't just roll right off. So like a round barreled marker would. So that's kind of nice as well. All right. The PDF, Gloria is asking, she says she can't find it. Gloria, if you click on the link in this video's description, the one that says the project page, just scroll down to where it says inspiration sheet, and it's right there. And then you can print it off. Okay. Now, next up, we're going to start coloring, and I'm going to color the thank you first. I'm going to do that with the Daffodil Delight, so I'm going with the lighter colors. All right, somebody's asking, will they be coming in more colors besides the 12 we're starting with? I don't have an answer to that. I'd like to think some year, maybe, but as of right now, I know these 12 are coming out. These 12 are the most popular colors, and I am very excited. So, do you guys, would it help you if I zoomed in just a hair here so you guys can see? I'm using the nib on this, which is the finer tip. And again, this is the lighter of the Daffodil Delight markers. I'm just going to color that thank you in, and then we'll do our blending after. If you are coloring in a large area, it is recommended that you do it in sections, because when you're blending, they do work better when they're wet. And they do dry fairly quickly because they're alcohol. Alcohol makes it dry. So that is, something to keep in mind. Now this is pretty small, so I think we're good to do the whole thing all at once. And I made a couple of these yesterday, and they all came out really nice. I liked it a lot. I really love this image. It's fun to work with. And there's just something therapeutic about coloring. I don't know about you guys, but when I start coloring, I don't know, I just go to that Zen place. You know, like the adult coloring books, this is kind of it. Oh, Janet says today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Janet. That's exciting. Thanks for joining us on your birthday. All right, so next up, I'm going to take, this is the darker of the Daffodil Delights, and I guess I could do this with either side, either the nib or the brush tip end. I'm using the nib. By the way, these caps are nestable. I know I'm holding it here, but they do nest, so they stack on top of each other, which I thought was genius because I have a habit of just, you know, like losing them. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but I'm good like that. So you'll notice with the darker, I'm not going all the way up the word. I'm only going about halfway up the letters here, staying at the bottom to give it like that really fun, funky shaded look. So the top will be lighter and the bottom will be the darker yellow, and they'll blend together. And then I'm going to go back and use the lighter of the two to blend that line where they meet. So just a light blending there for that. You see that? It's already awesome, right? Oh, just love them, love them. Okay, somebody's asking which do I prefer, the original Stampin' Up! Markers or these blends? They're so different. These are two very different coloring mediums. The markers. These are not really the same type of marker. Okay, so I'm taking the lighter of the pumpkin pie and doing just the end of this K. I'm going to really make it very dramatic here. And then the darker one for the very, very tip. And then I'm going to go back and take that light Daffodil Delight and blend these two together. And it's all right if you're working with a lighter color here and then working with the darker colors. It's kind of like a, you know, like our regular blender pens. You can just wipe off any extra on the page. It doesn't discolor them. It doesn't ruin them, which is kind of nice. So that makes that K just pow, jump out, right? Love it. So now I'm going to give that a little minute so that color is all dry before we do the outline here, because I want to do that in a completely different color and I don't want them to blend together. So it doesn't take long for it to dry, but you know what? While we're doing that, I am gonna go ahead and do these little water droplets or juicy droplets out here on the edge with the lighter of the two yellows. Okay, so next up, we're gonna do these lanterns. Now I'm starting with pumpkin pie. This round one, I'm gonna do pumpkin pie. I'm going to do that at the bottom and then work my way up in color. I did kind of like to start with the darker and work because I used the lighter one to blend. You see, I was even a little messy here. I kind of did this a little bit at, you know, like instead of coloring a straight line like that, I kind of went a little circular motion here. And when I go to the next color, I'm blending the two together. So it kind of blends in. So again, if you were doing a large area, you would want to kind of do it in sections because it does blend better when it's wet. But where I'm just doing small sections, it's okay to do all three of these at once. I found it was still good. It didn't dry on me quite that quickly. Okay. And then the last color here is going to be the lightest of the Daffodil Delight. So I've gone from the darkest pumpkin pie to light pumpkin pie to the darker Daffodil Delight to the light Daffodil Delight, and blending each one as I go up in color. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of a, isn't that beautiful? So easy to do too. And if you wanted to really make it even dramatic, this white marker is actually, it's not actually white, it's what's called a color lifter. And if you take a little bit of that up here at the top, just a little bit, it will actually kind of remove a little bit of that right around the edge, so it will really make it dramatic. It's just awesome. I love this. Color lifter is also good if you make a couple little boo-boos. It will help you kind of erase them. Okay, so let's see. The next, so these two I'm going to do with the pink Pirouette and the rich Razzleberry, the two sets of those. So I'm going to start again with the darkest down the bottom of the rich Razzleberry. I didn't pull it all the way over to the edge here because I do find that it bleeds a little bit, which again, that's part of the saturation. It's good. It's good that it does this, but I found I used the lighter color to kind of pull it over to the edge, and that way it didn't go outside the lines when I didn't want it to. It's just part of the nature of the beast of these blendabilities. I just love it. Yes, I agree, Wendy. She loves the gradient look. Okay, so now I'm moving over to the pink Pirouette, which is a little bit lighter here, and we're going up. Again, blending the darker to lighter as I go up. Okay. And the last color I have here is the lightest of the pink Pirouettes. Going to bring that all the way up to the top with that. And then maybe if I wanted to blend a little bit more, I can actually use that lighter color to blend all the way down. Again, it's not really going to ruin the marker if you wanted to wipe any excess off, but the colors don't ruin when you do that. They're made to blend together. So we've got our lanterns, and I love it. I love it. I'm so addicted to these markers. They're so awesome. And I mean, you saw how quick and easy that was. So now I'm going to take, and I'm just going to use the lighter of the rich Razzleberries, the two rich Razzleberry sets. And I'm going to highlight this, the shadow that's actually built into the Spanx. I wanted to wait until that yellow had a minute to dry because I didn't want to blend this color into it, and because they're made to blend together, if it, you know, if the yellow was wet, it might bleed into it a little bit. In this way, where I gave it a minute to dry in between, it should just really, you can kind of see that there, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It is that easy. Dee Dee says, you make it look so easy. It is as easy as it looks, believe me. It's very, very therapeutic too, which this is a little bit of a stressful week for me, so the therapy is very much needed. I know some of you probably that caught my last live heard me say that I have jury duty starting on Thursday, and it's a 3-week on-call commitment, and right smack dab in the middle of those 3 weeks I'm supposed to be at Stampin' Up! On stage in Salt Lake City, which is a little bit of an issue since, you know, my whole team is going, and I'm so excited, and I've you know, had it all in the works for the past 6 months, so I've been, you know, planning this event. I don't want to miss it, so it's going to be interesting to see what they say. Hopefully they let me off for those couple of days. Thankfully, Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up!, actually wrote a note for me to give to the judge saying how important the event was. So hopefully I get off, but so that you guys know, that's why I don't have anything scheduled, any live scheduled the next 2 weeks, because I don't really know what my schedule is going to be. When I do know, I will either schedule, or my lives are going to be when I can do them. So they may be very sporadic and spontaneous. Be sure to subscribe to my Facebook page if you don't want to miss them, because I may not be able to plan ahead. I may just have to do them when I can. All right, so I love it. I love it. As you create, I mean, you just watch it come together, and it's so fun. Again, these markers are going to be available starting tomorrow, and November 1st is the release date. I think even tonight at midnight. I haven't gotten the confirmation on the time, but I think tonight at midnight you'll see them in my online store. And we are very, very excited about them. They let, as demonstrators, they let us have a little, you know, pre-release earlier this month, so that's how I was able to get them. But so excited about this. So tomorrow, everybody can get them, and you can get them in a demonstrator kit. Again, I have that special free essentials kit with the my VIP club. So this is why you want your grid paper underneath. This is supposed to happen. This isn't, I mean, it's part of the saturation. You want a really dark, rich color, and that's part of it. So they are made to bleed through. They are supposed to bleed through. Make sure that you have a protective backing underneath you. Grid paper is a great way to go, and that is available in my online store. So now I have some fresh fig ribbon, and I love this. I really loved the fresh fig with the rich razzleberry. I thought the darker contrast with the fig is like a little bit darker shade than the razzleberry, and it was just pulled it all together for me. I loved the look of the two of them together. And you know what? While I'm doing this, I'm going to do one more really cool thing, and that is I'm going to make a matching set of rhinestones to put on this card. So I'm going to take my darker rich razzleberry marker. This is another awesome thing that you can do with these alcohol markers that you can't do with regular markers. And that is color embellishments. You can color on plastic, on window sheets. The perfect white accents are great because now you can make them every color. It does take an extra minute for them to dry, so that's why I'm going to do this one now. And then put these aside. Aren't they beautiful? I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that is how to color the markers. It's quick. It's that quick and easy. Now they're going to match everything that we make, right? And I'm just going to let those dry for the minute it takes for us to attach the ribbon to the card. Now for today's ribbon, sometimes I use snail, but we're going to use mini glue dots. And we're just going to go ahead and stick these right to the roll. They have these tiny little dots on the roll. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick the fig ribbon right to it. And please ignore my son is texting me in the background. I know, it's always something, isn't it? All right, so it is Halloween today too, so I'm sure he wants me to pick him up at school so he can get all ready for Halloween. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm guessing that's what he's texting me about. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just tucking in. This is a very thin ribbon, so a couple of those dots were popping out. I don't want them to show, so I'll just tuck them in underneath. Like so. And then that just wraps around to the back of our card. I'll make sure it covers our, I'm going to put another little dot right there to make sure that it covers the top of the lantern. I know, Kay says, I heard that bing and thought it was my phone. I know, that's the beauty of the live. Everybody just went and checked their phones. It was mine, I'm sorry. Okay, so we've got our ribbon on there. Pull that a little bit tighter. Hi, Dominic. Sabrina's grandson, Dominic, is on there. He's such a little cutie. He stamps with her, and he wants to make this card now. I know you're going to have lots of fun coloring it. All right, so now I'm going to take some snail and just attach this to our card base. Again, these measurements are on that free PDF that's on my blog. Just click on the link in the video's description. And we're going to attach this. Okay, this question has come up multiple times, so I just want to address it. These are not currently refillable, but I will tell you they are not really expensive either. So if you, and you can purchase them individually. So for now, unless they make refills in the future, you can just buy a new one. If you use one so much that you run it dry, it's probably even cheaper and easier to do that. It really isn't that much. Again, there's a free PDF and all the prices are on my blog at the link in this video's description. So I have a second sheet of that white shimmer white on the inside so that we can write our sentiment on the inside of the darker cardstock. Now our last little piece of this card, we're going to stick these colored rhinestones that we just colored up here on top. No, I got a little bit on there. Ah! I should have waited an extra minute for them to dry, but that's okay. Somebody, some lucky winner is going to get this card, and they're gonna know that was smudged with love because I didn't let it dry because I wanted you to hurry up so you guys could see the finished product. Love it! So that is how to use the new Stampin Blends. I hope that you love them. And they will be available in my online store starting tomorrow, November 1st. They are available individually and in sets of 2. Bonnie's asking, do you need to let the colors dry? Yes, when you're doing the rhinestones, you want to give them a minute to dry. The rest of it, they kind of dry fairly quickly, so not so much. But if you're coloring on a plastic or on another surface, you do want to give it a minute to dry. Okay, so it is now time for me to draw some winners. So if you guys have left a comment, you are going to be entered into my drawing. The drawings today are, well, I got lots of great stuff here. In case you guys popped on later, because I see there's a whole ton of you that weren't on here earlier. I've got a Be Merry holiday ornament crafting kit, and I've got 2 Season of Whimsy hostess sets. These are in the holiday catalog, so they are limited time, very hard to get, very rare. So if you've left a comment, you are automatically entered in to win this. And the first winner is Michelle Raymond. Congratulations, Michelle from Buffalo. That's great. Our next, let's see, our next winner here is, hold on one second, I'm going to pop out and pop back in again. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, so Michelle has won the Season of Whimsy stamp set. I have one more Season of Whimsy stamp set to give away, and that one's going to Darcy Dutton. Congratulations to Darcy and Michelle. And our last winner is the Be Merry kit, and that winner goes to Jean Wilcox Benson. So congratulations to all of you, Michelle, Darcy, and Jean. Be sure to fill out the prize claim form to claim your prizes. Hope you've all enjoyed the Stampin' Blends. Looking forward to them coming tomorrow. And again, PDF and all the information are on my blog at the link in this video's description. And hold on, do I have it on here? Last but not least, if you didn't win or if you're watching the replay, don't fret. Be sure to leave a comment and you will be entered to win my drawing for the Be Merry stamp set and the pop-up scrap bin. And if you share this video, you will be entered a second time. Be sure to type the word shared. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. Again, be sure to follow my Facebook page because the next couple of weeks, my lives may be unscheduled. I may just be popping on when I can, depending on what happens this week with jury duty. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today.